So, let's watch this one first, because this one could be kind of interesting and possibly enraging. Because Sunny V2 put out a video a couple days ago about Ellen. How many of you have heard about Ellen as of late? How many of you heard about the shit where it sounded where she basically ran her show like, I don't know if she ran like a dictator or it was just like ungodly mean to all for people? The woman who supposedly spread positivity, that was her whole shtick, was actually just a fucking psychopath? Yeah. Apparently she tried to make a comeback. It did not go well. Sunny B2 has the story. Yeah, the comeback. I am interested, but I also have a follow-up to this after we watch this. I saw a news article that's a very funny follow-up. So, let's find it out.
Ellen's trying to make a comeback with her new stand-up special, although its reviews have mostly been terrible. She spends most of the special responding to her being kicked out of showbiz, which began when someone posted just one single tweet. Right now, we all need a little kindness, you know, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about Ellen being mean. The tweet posted in March 2020 received bad enough replies to begin Ellen's downfall. I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia a brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish, not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I worked till closing the night before, and this was the next morn. Almost got me fired. The nail polish—
What? Fucking seriously? Okay, chat. Remember I was talking about where nobody gives a fuck about, like, the quote-unquote professionalism of, like, retail and service workers, except the dumb fucking Karens? People's Exhibit A. Right fucking here.
Story was so unbelievable, the person who wrote it went on Inside Edition.
This former waitress claims she was threatened with a 2-week suspension after Ellen DeGeneres complained about, of all things, her chipped fingernail polish.
I remember just being like, really?
But the stories shared back on Twitter were only getting worse.
Oh,
I once
boy.
worked at Warner Brothers. One day I was in the elevator and Ellen and her entourage came in. Naturally, I held it for her and asked her what floor she was getting on. Her assistant answered 3rd floor. 30 minutes later, I got a call from my boss saying I was fired because I was harassing her. And
What? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, I will say, these are Twitter posts. These are Twitter posts. So we do have to take them with a grain of salt. Unless you can have substantiated evidence supporting it. Take it with a grain of salt. Because the thing about Twitter is you can say whatever the fuck you want, and you don't have to back it up with evidence, and people will just respond with emotion. Yeah, I think I do remember hearing something about quite a few of them were verified, but again, it's which one are they?
old friend worked on her a lot and smiled, and said good afternoon to her one day and she became unhinged. Who do you think you are? You don't look at me, yada yada. She said Portia was with her and seemed embarrassed and tried to calm her down. Has forever changed my opinion of her. The responses went on and on and on, all of which being compared to Ellen's classic catchphrase.
I always end each show by saying be kind to one another.
Audience member Dana DiMatteo then went public with her degrading.
I think that people are set were questioned or something. I would imagine so. Like there was probably an investigation internally, I'm thinking. Because you don't get this many complaints from people in the industry and not have an investigation happen. Is women like Ellen encouraging this absolutely mad behavior is why men are avoiding Daisy? A couple problems with that game. Number one, Ellen is an outlier with this. She is a celebrity that has allowed the celebrity to go to her fucking head. That's for one. Number two, she is gay. So there was, there was never a consideration about her being with a man in the first place anyway. And yeah, like they would need Ellen was, I forget which network she was on. I think it was ABC had the Ellen show. She was a tentpole for that network. And so they would have needed some serious investigation to substantiate firing her. I actually can't recall if she just said, I'm done, or if the network pressured her and said, you're done. I don't remember which one it was. Bobcat, I am getting to that. Do not worry.
Experience on the show.
They tell you, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
Don't be funnier than Ellen. That's gonna be hard considering she's not that funny to begin with. If you've been a comedian your whole life and you're afraid a random audience member will upstage you, maybe you're just not funny. Dana then revealed that Ellen's complete.
Yeah, I'll agree. I never found Ellen to be funny. Ever. Like, the biggest thing I know from her is that, this show is the biggest thing that ever happened to her. And I guarantee what happened is she let her popularity with this show go straight to her fucking head. And I'll tell you, I don't know. I do not know whoever considered her a comedian. Because she's not funny. At all. The only reason why she was funny on the show is because she had a team of fucking writers doing all of her jokes, coordinating all of her skits and her little, games. Teams that were working on it. Yeah, she voices Dory in Finding Nemo, but she had a script. That just makes her an actor. It doesn't make her a good comedian. Dracel, I don't know. I would question that. I don't know if she was actually a good comedian even back in the day. But let's face it. She basically built up this reputation of being she was like a challenger in her heyday. She was a challenger for Oprah in terms of popularity and generosity as a daytime talk show host. And 100%, she let that go right to her fucking head and turned into an absolute thundercunt of a bitch. Then that's where all of this is coming from. I will give her the benefit of the doubt that when she started with her show that she may have actually been a decent person. I will give her that benefit of the doubt. But the minute the popularity skyrocketed, so did her ego. Dan Gorthorpe, I have no idea. I have no idea how she got the show in the first place.
Completely different when the cameras turn off.
How does the Ellen we see on TV compare to the Ellen you saw when the cameras stopped rolling?
Totally different. She would only speak to the audience when the cameras were rolling. As soon as they turned the cameras off, she would not even acknowledge the audience. She would just sit on the couch, basically.
Which was supported by Hedda Muscat, one of the show's former producers.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
She agreed that things were different when the cameras weren't rolling.
We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't, go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
And after the show's DJ also said the same, BuzzFeed launched their own
Really?
All the time.
Hang on.
And after the show's DJ also
Ellen's former on-air DJ calls work environment toxic. Well, okay, okay. I mean, I never watched, Ellen's show. There were a couple of times when I actually watched TV, and I happened to be home during, daytime, when daytime talk shows were going. And I might, be perusing through channels and stop on her show because maybe she had a guest on that I was interested in seeing the interview with. flat out. I always thought when she talked to her DJ, the way she talked to him felt like he was a token. Point blank. Whenever she addressed the DJ, I cannot recall what his name is, but it always felt like she was like the token black guy on her show. That's what it always felt like with the way that she talked to him. And it was, yeah. That's the impression I always got, the way she spoke to him.
I could never just sit in front of a room full of people in awkward silence during commercial break. That's psychotic.
No, Revan, I mean, some people, like, okay, I will say, just sitting on the couch not saying anything, in and of itself is not bad. That in a vacuum is not bad. Some people Thank you, Shadow One. Thank you for gifteds. Like, some people, for some people, it can be exhausting to be on all the time. And remember, Ellen's show is probably at minimum, with commercial breaks, it's like a 1 2 hour long show? Like 1 or 2 hour long talk show? And they usually, during a single taping, are usually doing multiple shows back to back. So I can understand how it would be very difficult for her to be on. Right, the show itself is 1 hour, but when typically taping these shows, they are doing 2 to 3 shows. They're doing 2 to 3 of these shows back to back. So they'll do the first show, which is 1 hour. Then they'll do the second show, which is 1 hour. Then they'll do the third show, which is 1 hour. And when they're doing like the commercial break thing, for her to continue to be on and continually talking and riffing with the audience, I can actually kind of understand how that can be mentally exhausting. I do. I can understand and appreciate that. So for her to just sit on the couch in a vacuum is not a red flag for me. Yeah, they said it was always like that, and that can be a red flag. If she was always like that, she would never talk to anybody. When the cameras go off, it's like, stay the fuck away from me. I'm not talking to anybody. That's drama queen bullshit. That is a prima donna bullshit. 100%. Oh, she should, being the operative word, Atanashi. That is the key thing. She should have been plenty capable of interacting with the crowd. If she was a good comedian.
Also said the same, BuzzFeed launched their own investigation, interviewing a further 11 former employees. They were fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. One employee who claimed she was fed up with comments about her race essentially walked off the job. Others said they were also instructed by their direct managers to not speak to DeGeneres if they saw her around the office.
I mean, lawsuit. Fucking lawsuit right there. Right there. Fired after taking medical leave or bereavement days to attend family funerals. And they're fired? Lawsuit. Right fucking there. Unlawful termination. And you could sue her for a lot of fucking money. You know, the employee that left the job because she was fed up with comments about her race? Discrimination? That's a fucking discrimination suit right there. No, Zeb, no. It would not depend upon the contract. It would not. If you are taking medical leave or bereavement to attend a family funeral and you get fired for that, guarantee you that's unlawful termination. I guarantee you, any court in the country, regardless of what the contract says, the court would side with the bereaved party that took time to go to a fucking funeral for a family member. Yeah, the contracts would basically be no. Bobcat, I do believe that you could it's not in the typical way for suing for discrimination. You could certainly, like, the person who walked off, she would definitely get unemployment. She could definitely sue for unemployment because of a toxic work environment. So that way she would at least still have money coming in. That's kind of where I was going with that. Not sue like the unlawful termination thing. Different kind of thing. And McCargo sounds like it's worse. Sounds like it's worse than Niji Sanji. Night, Iron Wolf.
After the accusations went viral, Ellen issued a statement within the company. Hey everybody, it's Ellen. On day one of our show, I told everyone in our first meeting that the Ellen DeGeneres show would be a place of happiness. No one would ever raise their voice, and everyone would be treated with respect. Obviously something changed, and I'm disappointed to learn that this has not been the case. And for that, I'm sorry. Anyone who knows me knows it's the opposite of what I believed and what I hoped for our show. Yet Ellen's former producer certainly didn't buy it.
So when Ellen...
By the way, someone in chat mentioned something about what Ellen did to Taylor Swift. What the fuck did Ellen do to Taylor Swift? I don't know if Sunny V2 is gonna get into this, so... What did she do?
says she's not aware of this environment. You don't think that rings true?
It's a lie.
Ellen then took a 2-month break and began a brand new season by addressing the public.
As you may have heard, this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. We have made the necessary changes, and
We're sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. South Park sounded more genuine than she sounds.
today we are starting a new chapter.
She'd then make the promise,
And I'm committed to making this the best season that we have ever had.
although the ratings said,
Oh yeah. Like, look at her eyes. Look at her eyes when she's speaking.
We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
she'd then
She's lying out her fucking ass. Absolutely lying out her fucking ass. She did not believe a single word she said. Yeah, she's pissed she got caught. Trying to see what ex-boyfriend Taylor's songs are about, and Taylor told her to stop it. What? Wait, biologic? Wait, what is that? I'm confused. Trying to see what ex-boyfriend Taylor's songs were about.
But I'm not sorry.
It's like, was she like where she was like talking about Taylor Swift's songs and talking about what the background story behind them? Oh, she pressed Taylor to give a name for the ex for each break. Really? Okay. First and foremost, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not aware of hearing any more than like maybe one of her songs. But that's fucking sick. That's like sociopathic to force her to disclose the name of the like personal information on national TV regarding the songs and make her cry. Like, fuck you, Ellen.
and make the promise,
And I'm committed to making this the best season that we have ever had.
although the ratings said the opposite. Because only 6 months later, the New York Times published, Ellen DeGeneres loses 1 million viewers after apologies for toxic...
No, it's not, Eki. That's exactly my point. Fuck her. It's not her fucking business.
With compounding interest, and it's gone.
Shit. That's exactly it. It's Ellen, and Taylor Swift was probably trying to. I don't know how old Taylor Swift was because she started in the business at a young age. Ellen's obviously older, so there's a sense of him like an authority figure. And she basically bullied Taylor Swift. Like, the fact that she bullied Taylor Swift into this, I'm amazed that the show didn't shut the fuck down after that. There's a conspiracy with Ellen stuff about the deaths of her ex-girlfriend Anne Heche and her former DJ Stephen Boss. Only months after the show got shut down, both of them talked out about her. Really? Was Ellen with Anne Heche? I don't remember that. You just think, well, maybe that's why she fled the country.
Workplace. It explained that Ellen had been averaging 1.5 million viewers over the last 6 months, down from 2.6 million in the same
lost
period
half of
last
viewership.
year. The show's loss of more than 1 million viewers translates to a 43% decline, representing a steeper drop than any of its competitors. As a result, Ellen made the announcement.
I am announcing that next season, season 19, is going to be my last season.
Adding in The Hollywood Reporter, as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore.
Cool fucking shit. Really fucking shit. The lie detector test determined that was a fucking lie. Your star collapsed, Ellen. That's why you're leaving the fucking show. Do not say it's not a challenge anymore. You're getting run out. This smacks of the network said GTF up. That's what this feels like. I need something new to challenge me. This is behind the scenes. She got hauled into the network head's office and said, "You're fucking done. You're a piece of shit. Nobody, you're hemorrhaging viewers. You're fucking done." And this is an excuse. And nobody fucking buys it. Not a fucking one.
I need something new to challenge me, with her being exposed also clearly having an impact. She'd state the expose destroyed me, honestly. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. And it makes me really sad that there's so much joy out there from negativity. It's a culture now where there are just mean people, and it's so foreign.
Pity me, I'm the victim. I was a complete and utter cunt to everyone around me, but I'm the poor victim, folks. I'm the poor victim. It's all negativity. These are mean people. Kindly go fuck yourself, Ellen.
To me that people get joy out of that. These mean people responded stating, even without the controversy, the show hasn't been fun and genuine for years. It may have never been, but at least it seemed like it. But Ellen is tired of it all, and she's lousy at hiding it now. No more dancing by her, no monologue half the time, bad jokes that are dragged out way too long, tons of old show clips, tons of self-promotion, and a guest host every Friday. These elements led to an average final season, which Ellen concluded by crying with her audience. She then mentioned the possibility of returning to act.
She was crying about the loss of Annie. That's why she was crying. She wouldn't be making those dollars anymore because she don't have a fucking job no more. And she got a mansion she gotta pay for.
Acting, but instead made a documentary titled Saving the Gorillas: Ellen's Next Adventure. It released in 2023, but with only 100 reviews on IMDb, and this likely being the first time you've heard of it, it's safe to say it performed pretty poorly. Ellen rather went back to living a quiet life until April 2024, when she'd make a new announcement. You may have heard that I'm doing stand-up again. If you wanna come see me, I'll be sharing some news tomorrow at noon. As suggested she'd announce a stand-up tour to be recorded and posted by Netflix, also adding, "Yes, I'm going to talk about it," referring to her being cancelled. Titled For Your Approval, the special begins with Ellen walking up a flight of stairs, each referencing a headline that ruined her reputation. She acknowledges the tweet that started her downfall, as well as the employees who spoke out against her, then begins the actual show with a joke about her fall from grace.
Game? These days not hard. Because, let's face it, Netflix probably posted it, Netflix probably took it on, not because they think Ellen's funny, but because they wanted to cultivate the people that were going to be dogpiling the shit out of her. Which, again, that's not a positive thing to do. Like, this is not like a W for Netflix having done that, by any stretch. But I guarantee that's why they did it. They were absolutely, yeah, exactly, Atsunashi. They did it for hate views. They knew people would tune in to watch it, to see just how unfunny she was, so they could go on Twitter, or any other social media of choice, and say, "She's an unfunny bitch. Get her off your platform, Netflix. How could you be so stupid? Blah, 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 and fucking blah." That's why they put her, a stand-up routine on Netflix. Because it works. These days, it fucking works. And honestly, with Netflix, don't play the hair, hate the game on this one. You can't hate Netflix for this one because I never watched her stand-up. I don't fucking have Netflix. I haven't watched her stand-up. From the outside looking in, I know that's exactly why Netflix did it. And you know what? It worked, because we're probably about to hear about a whole fuck ton of social media posts saying that she's unfunny. Which means it worked. Which means Netflix got their money. Nobody forced them to, anybody, they didn't force anybody to tune into it. So yeah, it worked.
You know, I used to say that I didn't care what other people thought of me. And I realize now, looking back, I said that at the height of my popularity. I'm here because I love doing stand-up, I miss doing stand-up, and I like making people happy, and I do care what people think.
Sniper.
Now, this is a pretty respectable angle, as it feels extremely honest. Yet it also seems like a sneaky request for pity, which as a high-profile celebrity you'll simply never get. She then talks about what she's been up to.
All right, well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last. Oh yeah, I got kicked.
Wait. I love the occasional hate comment Emmer gets because she is still engagement and they're still supporting her. Huh? What are you talking about, Atsunashi? You talking about people that bitch on my YouTube videos because I pause to commentate in a React video? Yeah. Thanks for the algo bump, guys.
Out of show business.
Then make some pretty funny jokes about her new
business. Me since you saw me last. Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business.
Then make some pretty funny jokes about her new reputation.
Everybody heard that I was mean. Everywhere I go, I know everyone's heard that I'm mean. I know when I walk into a restaurant, people are watching, waiting to see if I'll be mean. Oh, look, she's reaching for butter. I thought she was gonna hit somebody.
I'm not laughing. I'm not even cracking a smile. She's not funny. Ellen, you're not funny.
On the contrary, there are some pretty out-of-touch.
Hey! Mods? When we do the you laugh, you lose thing, can we just put on Ellen's stand-up? I'm guaranteed to win. Please? Just, I'll even buy the Netflix subscription for the month, and we can do it to her stand-up routine. Can I use that for the You Laugh You Lose challenge, please? Oh, damn it!
Segments. For
I'm like
example,
Jeff
her
Dunham.
joking about
At
her
least I
car
used to. I haven't seen any
features,
new
which
stuff.
you'd clearly only find in a luxury vehicle.
Then there's that one, that button that inflates the back of the seat. You know, the one that makes you feel like you're getting spooned by a pregnant woman.
She also makes this out-of-touch joke.
We're all interested in different things. We're all good at different things. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, Ellen, I don't know how you get on stage in front of people. I could never do that. And I said, well, I don't know how you dry clean clothes.
What the fuck? Chat, was that supposed to be a joke? Please help me. I mean, I don't watch TV. I am out of the TV zeitgeist. Maybe my humor switch is broken in my brain. Was that a joke? I gotta hear it again. Let me hear it again, because maybe I didn't quite hear it right.
Different things. I was talking to someone the other day.
Out-of-touch joke.
We're all interested in different things. We're all good at different things. I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, Ellen, I don't know how you get on stage in front of people. I could never do that. And I said, well, I don't know how you dry clean clothes.
But as an overall...
That wasn't a joke.
I wonder how much money Netflix had to spend to get people in the audience.
Good question. Good question, Revan. That was not a joke. That was a woman, like, granted, she obviously made it up, but that was her saying, a woman was basically saying, it's impressive that you're able to get up in front of an auditorium full of people. I don't think I would have the confidence to do that. And her response in this joke is, well, I don't know how you dry clean clothes. It's like, that doesn't make sense at all. That's not did she have a stroke? Like, seriously, did he have a stroke right in the middle of this joke, and that's why she said that? That is the only logical explanation for why this joke sounded like this. She was intending to say something humorous, and had a stroke and said, I don't know how you dry clean clothes. For fuck's sake! She's not a comedian. Did she? I mean, I don't even know. It's not like... Oh, God. Oh, Bobcat. Don't bet on it.
The special isn't terrible. Its audience rating of 5.4 stars feels fairly accurate, although as you might expect, simply because it's Ellen, the articles written about it have been pretty brutal. Ellen DeGeneres' unfunny Netflix special leaves so much unsaid.
Based on the clips that we're seeing, unfunny is 100% correct.
Ellen DeGeneres lets herself off the hook in self-indulgent Netflix special. Ellen DeGeneres is unapologetic, unrelatable, and totally insufferable in her new Netflix special. They're right, the problem with For Your Approval, aside from the fact that it's almost never funny, is that it feels so disingenuous, so calculated to rehabilitate an image and preserve that triumph for prosperity. Another article stated it's one of the weirdest stand-up shows in recent memory. Half observational punchlines, half closing argument in a trial, featuring DeGeneres as her own defense attorney. Neither half works on its own. Taken as a whole, it's an exhausting mess.
And Netflix was counting on this, because they were counting on these kind of reviews, so people go, so all of their Netflix subscribers will go, I've got to see how bad this is. Granted, it's not generating new subscriptions. Bearing that in mind, it's not generating any new subscriptions, but it is going to generate people going, I have to see how bad this is. Guarantee fucking tea. That's what these streaming services long for. Yeah, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. Although this is in a different vein than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, but the thing with the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight is not only that it was a travesty of a fight, but also Netflix was plagued with performance issues of the stream.
They'd also add self-awareness is different from taking responsibility. DeGeneres offers no apologies or even explanations for her behavior, yet in other more favorable reviews, unapologetic was used as a positive. I like the fact that she's rather unapologetic. It's highly refreshing and honest. This extreme divide can be seen by the audience reviews on Google. There's almost an equal amount of 1 and 5-star ratings. A sad representation of the black and white thinking that plagues the internet so heavily today.
So in other words, she's trying to make a comeback. It's failing. Chat. Here's the news article. Her and Portia are fleeing the US. Or have fled the US. Supposedly in wake of the elections. This article is from a few days ago. They left the United States, apparently motivated by the presidential election. They moved to England and are planning to sell their home. Sources close to the comedian and Arrested Development star, who told the outlet the couple is likely never to return to the US on a permanent basis. And everybody clapped. Really? Well, that one surprised me. Separate source says the marriage couple decided to get the hell out of the US immediately following his victory over Harris. Aww. Again, like, I don't give a shit who won in that election. I had no skin in the game. I didn't think there was good choices either way, but again, this is someone who had the money to do so. The average person doesn't have the money to do that. I'm just going to point that out. They relocate to the UK's rural but aristocratic Cotswolds region. And they shared an Instagram video of them at a pub enjoying a live acoustic performance by the Corrs and hanging out with Natalie Imbruglia and James Blunt. Now, maybe in a catalyst, it's no secret they had a substantial fall from grace and could be looking for a fresh start. Yeah, how's that working out for Amber Heard? She did the same fucking thing. Didn't she flee to England too? I'm reasonably sure. No, wait. Where did she? She didn't go to England. Where did she go to? Where did Amber Heard flee to? Madrid. Thank you. Yes, I knew it was somewhere else. Yeah. How did that work out for Amber Heard? Not too fucking great. Yeah, and apparently, during her Netflix special, she actually said that this is the last time you're going to see me. After my Netflix special, I'm done. And everybody clapped. Yeah. So, not only is she done in the entertainment industry, she fucking fled America. Supposedly because of the election of Trump. But I'd say that it was already in the works, and my guess is they're using it as an excuse. I had the little doubt that it's being used as an excuse for why she left. It was already in the works, and this was just convenience. So it looks like she's being righteous with her convictions about one political party. Betcha. I will fucking betcha.